Welcome back to the Gritworks podcast. My name is Derek, and this is the podcast where we get to dive into real estate strategies, growth mindset, and how to make your business thrive. Today, we're continuing on our 4-part series on the DISC profiling system, which is a powerful tool for understanding client behavior and building really strong relationships. In our last episodes, we've discussed dominant personalities, influencer personalities, which are two high energy types that are often driven by results and excitement. But today, we're going to shift our focus on a more reserved but equally important personality type, which is the steadiness profile. We will call them steady clients for today's episode. So steadiness personalities, those steady clients, they are reliable, they're calm, they're patient individuals who value stability and trust. They're the ones who need to feel secure in their decisions and prefer consistency and predictability. These clients may not make decisions quickly, but once they have trust not only in us as their agent, but in themselves and the decisions that they will make, they will be the most incredibly loyal and appreciative clients that you will have in your business. In today's episode, we're going to explore how we can identify steady clients, how to build rapport with them, and guide them through the real estate process in a way that makes them feel secured and supported. We're also going to dive into insights from that book, Surrounded by Idiots. I've talked about it each episode so far. It's a great book. Highly recommend it by Thomas Erikson. That'll help us better understand how steady clients and their personalities operate and how we can work with them more effectively. So let's jump right in. So who are steady client and steadiness personalities, and why should us as real estate agents care about understanding them? Steady clients are all about stability, reliability, and support. These clients thrive in environments where they feel safe and they can take their time in making decisions. They are not interested in high-pressure situations. It makes them really uncomfortable, or rushing into or through the home buying or selling process. Instead, they want to feel comfortable, supported, and confident that they are making the right choice, not just for themselves, but for their family, the loved ones, the people that are inside their inner circle. Here are the key traits of steady personalities. Steady clients are patient, and they are thoughtful, and they are methodical in their approach and what they do and say. They're not the type to make super rash or snap decisions or get swept away with excitement in the moment. Instead, they take their time. They weigh all their options carefully, and this can be both a strength for them, but it can also be a challenge because on one hand, they won't rush into a decision that they might later regret, and on the other, the process might feel slow and require more time and patience on our part. The steady clients are those clients who will ask really in-depth questions, and they will be the ones who are very curious about all the things that are involved. Imagine you're working with a steady client who's considering multiple properties. They are probably unlikely to choose one on the spot. They are the clients that might need to revisit the home another time or multiple times, and they're the ones who are probably going to bring their family to the house as well to get buy-in from them because they value what other people think because they need justification for making those decisions. It can be frustrating at times if we're used to faster paced clients, and if you as an agent are a high D or a high I personality type, like you yourself are high dominant or high influencer, it can be a little bit frustrating working with slower clients because we're used to the fast pace, and that's what we are, and it's hard to adapt. But the key is to give them their space and be reassuring to them. That's very helpful to steady clients. I've worked with many steady clients over the years who want to visit multiple houses multiple times and bring family and friends through before making that final decision. But what I have to realize is that's the way of them discerning what's right and wrong for them. So even though it took a little bit more time and effort, at the end, it's what helped the deal close. And we're all about helping our clients get the right house at the right time for the right price and helping them make buying and purchasing decisions. Sometimes we have to go out of our way from what we would typically see in other personality types to make those steady clients feel at home. Once we've earned trust with the steady client, you will find that they are incredibly loyal. They value relationships and are more likely to work with someone they feel genuinely can help them meet their needs. And for steady clients, trust is not just about competence. It doesn't matter if you know all the things. It's about feeling secure. If they feel like they can rely on you as a trusted advisor who can help them through the process, you will gain their loyalty and their trust. I think we can all think to someone in our life who is like that. They don't necessarily care that you know everything. They just want to feel secure in you. That is a steady client. We've all worked with them before, but maybe you just haven't realized you've worked with that steady client. And maybe thinking now back to that experience, you're like, oh, I can see how that makes sense, or I can see how that client might be a steady client. They don't like the rush or the pressure. They want to feel secure. Steady personalities, those steady clients, tend to avoid taking risk. They are risk adverse. They prefer familiar, predictable situations where they can feel safe and secure in the decision that they are going to make. This means they are probably going to shy away from properties that require too much renovation or have potential issues, even if the price is really attractive or the location is ideal. They want to minimize uncertainty and make decisions that are long-term and that they can feel secure in the very far out future. Steadiness personalities, those steady clients, often see themselves as part of a team, and their decision-making process reflects that. They'll frequently consult with family members, maybe their parents, close friends, colleagues, relatives, before they ever make a final decision. This collaborative mindset means they appreciate agents who are willing to involve others for them and communicate clearly to all who are involved. One of the biggest things or pieces of advice that I can give when you realize you're working with steady clients is talk about teamwork with them. Make the connection or resemblance to them that we're in this together as a team. Like we have you who are the clients who are making the decision. You have me as your agent, that is your coach, that is helping you walk through the process and providing guidance. We have your lender and the title company and our team and your parents and your friends and your coworkers. One of the biggest things to understand with steady clients is we have to focus on team language with them. That's really, really important when we are consulting with them in that initial conversation. If we understand that they are a steady personality, that we align with them by talking about teamwork. That's very important. If we can share that we as the agent, the lender, the title company, their parents, their friends, their coworkers are all in this together as a team, and the only way we have success is all of us being on the same path and journey together. Making a sports example is so important in relating it to those things that people understand. If you can make the connection that a team that works well together thrives together, and that's why professional athletes are so successful, is because of teamwork, then if that correlation can be made to an steady client personality type, they will get that and not only have loyalty and trust to you, they will appreciate that you understand where their thought process comes through. I hope that makes sense. Building rapport with steady clients, it requires patience, it requires consistency, and it requires a deep understanding of their needs for security. They don't respond well to aggressive sales tactics or high pressure situations. Instead, they want to work with someone who is reliable, who's understanding, and who's willing to take the time to help them feel comfortable and help them make that decision process that for them is a little bit more difficult. So here are some key strategies for building strong relationships with steady personalities. You have to be patient and give them time. We've talked about it earlier, and sometimes we have to talk about things multiple times for these clients, and that's okay. They need to feel comfortable. These clients don't like to be rushed. They don't like to feel pressured. They don't like to be forced into making quick decisions. They have to be able to process it at their own pace. If they feel pressured, they may just shut down or withdraw from the process altogether. Patience is extremely key with steady clients. Instead of asking them to make a decision on the spot, give them time to think. You might say something to them like, take your time to think about it. If you like, we can come back to it at another time. I can give you a shout later on. We can come visit the home tomorrow. Whatever the outcome needs to be, give them the space. And by offering time and reassurance, you're going to help them feel more confident in their decision, because they probably got to talk to someone else about it first. Steady clients are reliable and they're consistent, and they value reliability and consistency. They want to know that they can count on you to follow through on all of your promises and be there when they need you to be there. The S personality listen very well. They're great listeners. And when you say things to them, you have to follow through on that. There are other personality types where it kind of goes through one ear and out the other, not with S-type personalities. They will ingest and hold on to everything that you tell them. If you say you're going to do something and you don't follow through and do it, you are breaking that loyalty and trust that you work so hard to build with them, because they remember everything. You have to follow up. You have to be reliable and consistent with steady clients. The other thing that we have to be really, really, really keen on is communication with steady clients has to have a level of security and stability built into our language. We have to focus on things that provide them with how they can meet their goals with the security that they're making the right decision. Steady client personalities are not interested in fast-growing neighborhoods or speculative investments. They're looking for homes in established communities where they can settle down for the long term, where they know the value is going to stay there. And so we have to use language that emphasizes security and investment, because they're risk adverse, right? We talked about at the beginning of the episode. They have to understand that the happiness that they're going to get out of the transaction is all about how it's secure for them. You might say something to them like, this home, it's known for being in a good neighborhood, quiet streets, really good, strong sense of community. And many homeowners that have lived here for a long time. We don't see much turnover here. And that speaks to stability and security. As we mentioned earlier, steady personality clients often make decisions in collaboration. When we talk about teamwork, when we make that correlation of teamwork, we have to help them involve their team. You can encourage them to get with their team, encourage them to ask questions to their spouse, to their kids, to their coworkers, to their friends, to their family, to their external family. If we show the encouragement to involve their team, it shows that you respect them, that you respect their decision-making process and their need for collaboration and understanding how that impacts their decision-making process. It's very, very important to an S-type personality. If you've gotten the gist over conversation that input's really important to them, you might say to an S client, hey, I know the thoughts of your family and the input that they give is really important to you. Would you like to schedule another showing or viewing of the house so that you can bring your family or your parents to walk through it so that they can see and get eyes on it and kind of hear all the things that you're telling them? It's a little bit different than other personality types, but for the steady clients, that is speaking their love language to them. Let's discuss some challenges that you might face when working with steady client personalities and how we might overcome them. One of the most common challenges with steady clients, we've already mentioned it before, is they have to take time to make decisions. So while it's important not to rush them, we also have to be moving the process forward, because steady clients might move into decision fatigue, where they just can't make a decision. How do we keep the right balance moving forward? We have to guide them gently while still allowing them to feel in control by providing them with all the information that they need and then giving them space to process through it. If they're unsure about a home, we can affirm that by saying, I know it's a big decision. I totally get it. It's a huge decision, and it's important to take your time. So let me know if you want to take another look at the property. Let me know if I can give you a shout later this evening. Whatever it is, we have to provide them the information, but we also have to provide them the space. If we give them those options, we're helping move the process forward with not rushing them to make the decision, whether it's yay or nay. Steady clients, they tend to be risk adverse. We've talked about all the things that identify them. We also have to talk about the things that identify them that could be the downfall for an S client. So they are risk adverse, which means they're probably going to be more likely to stay away from properties that might need a little TLC. They might be more likely to stay away from properties that are in neighborhoods or areas that are new and upcoming, where the security and stability hasn't been built there. They don't like the unknown. And so while their caution nature is understandable, it can sometimes limit their options. And so in these situations, it's our job to provide them with the reassurance and information that helps them feel more comfortable with potential risk if their options that are provided to them don't have non-risk situations. We've all worked with clients where their budget's just a little bit tight, where the only options they have in their housing stock are the ones that need a little TLC or are the ones that isn't in their ideal location. The way that we talk through that and helping them avoid risk is just providing reassurance with the facts and the data so that they can process that with their team. By framing risk as a manageable solution and providing those solutions to them, we can help steady clients feel more comfortable when properties that they're presented with might be ones that they probably would have avoided out the get-go. Steady clients don't like surprises or sudden changes. And if something unexpected comes up, whether it's a home inspection issue, an appraisal issue, a delay in the process, maybe a price issue, or an issue with the property in general, they might get a little overwhelmed or anxious. So to handle this, it's really important to keep them involved every step of the way and offer solutions when changes arise so that they can overcome the obstacle of frustration by giving them multiple options that they can choose from that can be good news for them, and it won't impact the longer outcome. One of the ways that we can do this with a steady client, let's say if an issue comes up, is by going ahead and call and present the issue, figure out a couple of solutions that we could have or help them with, and then present those options or solutions to the S client and let them choose the one that works best for them. It's just helping them with reassurance and a clearer plan by having solutions up front presented to them in a way that they can make a decision. You're helping them feel more secure, and they're building that trust and rapport with them. I hope that's helpful in understanding all the things about S-type personalities, those steady clients that are super keen on stability and consistency and trust. We're going to wrap it up because we've just explored all the world of steady personalities. They're calm, they're patient, they value security and consistency. So by taking time to be reliable, which is really, really important, and following through on the things that we say we're going to do, and focusing on their need and how we can build a team environment to helping them in their long-term goals, it'll help them be so confident in their decisions that they will be long-raving fans of you and literally refer everybody to you. Remember, steady clients may not move quickly, But once they trust you, they will be so appreciative of you and your efforts, and they will be the ones who refer you to their friends and families from years to come, because trust, it can't be bought. It can only be earned. That is the most important thing that I think you could get from today's episode. It's the trust that you build with S clients are the most important. Next time on the podcast, we're going to move into the final DISC profile, which is compliance, our C personalities. These are the detail-oriented, analytical clients who value precision and data. We'll discuss how to meet their needs for accuracy and help them feel confident in their decisions. If you found today's episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the Gritworks podcast and share it with your friends, fellow agents. Let's continue mastering client communication and closing more deals together. Again, my name is Derek, and I'll see you next time as we dive into compliance in the DISC profile. Have a great week. This episode of the Gritworks podcast is sponsored by the Caldwell Group at eXp Realty, a real estate team in Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati, Ohio. The Caldwell Group is one of the top teams in the Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati markets that strives to produce results for their clients that they're working with. Their agents are top of the line when it comes to all new technology, understanding the market, and presenting results and value to clients. So if you are in the market in the Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati area to either learn more about what your home might be worth in today's market, or just learning about the market in general and what it looks like to buy or sell in the market today, then hit us up in the comments below. We would love to reach out and talk with you more and share with you all the things that are happening inside Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati, Ohio. Thank you to the Caldwell Group for sponsoring today's episode.